industry. A mechanical engineer with an MBA, Mr. Shankar has had key leadership roles in IOCL and gained international exposure with KNPC. Known for his focus on refinery operations, project execution, innovation, sustainability, and safety, Mr. Shankar continues to steer CPCL towards future-ready growth.
Distinguished guests, today, in fact, I'm not supposed to be the opening batsman, but because our president of MMA is quite tied up, but he'll be joining us shortly. So I'm playing the role of an opening batsman and trying to set the context for this super series of lectures that we would be having starting this year. My fellow directors on the dais, as distinguished speakers, Mr. B. Ashok, Mr. Professor Mahalingam. We have also the Chief Economic Advisor, Dr. Anantha Nageshwaranji, also connected through our net here. And all the ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished members from the MMA, I'm really overawed by the kind of attendance that we have seen here from all the different walks of life, media, my collectives, the Honorable Dr. Ramalingam, he's here. And then we also have these children, the siblings, Mr. Uma Mahesh and Srinivasanji here. They are our ex-CMD's children. And I really do not know where to begin with, but it is really a privilege to be addressing this distinguished gathering at the inaugural session of Super Leadership Lecture Series that we have started. The first theme for this year we have started with is Public Sector Leadership in Nation Building, from legacy to future readiness. That is the kind of topic that we have taken, because when the country is actually moving towards a very different transition now, as we are advancing to becoming one of the developed nations, and how the public enterprise can contribute to nation building, that is the reason why we have chosen this special theme. So this, I want to start with Professor Dr. APJ Abdul Kalamji's saying, which says that dreams transform into thoughts and thoughts result in action. So with this kind of a background, I should give you a small brief background about how CPCL has really thought about the dreams and how we have transformed these dreams into real actions. The story of CPCL is in many ways actually a kind of a dream that our legacy leaders have thought about, have conceived how it should be. Starting from the time that 1965, when this CPCL was conceived as originally, as you can say, it is a Madras Refineries Limited, and over a period of time, it has transformed to Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited. But the history of MRL, over a period of 35 to 40 years thereafter, it becomes the CPCL. So the history of CPCL is you can say is remarkable, because the first unit which came up in 1969, that was a 2.5 million metric ton refinery. And that refinery, if you say, was a landmark, because during the time when the technology was not that high, the kind of project management skills that we are talking about today, it is not something that we have really seen those days. But the remarkable thing about it is the refinery was commissioned within a period of 27 months. And just to imagine, like a grassroots refinery coming up from zero, the base level, we are to construct a grassroots refinery in 27 months. Today is also a major challenge with so many technological tools that are available with us, so many project management tools available with us, the kind of expertise that we have in the construction and the engineering business. All these things, you really fade away when we look at how the first refinery was commissioned. But over a period of time, the refinery also has seen a lot of expansions. And today we are very proud that we are at a 10.5 million metric ton refinery. And we are the only refinery in Tamil Nadu. We are not only catering to the energy requirements of the state of Tamil Nadu, but also to the neighboring states of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala also. And this, if you see how the refinery has been built, what are the kind of legacy that our leaders have carried when we were building this, when the environmental consciousness was not that extent during that time, CPCL has come up with the first sulfur recovery unit. So that is how we talk about ourselves when we talk about what are the new things that we have done. So if you look at also the today we are talking so much about artificial intelligence, we are talking about the digitalization. But way back in 1984 itself, we have talked about moving away from the analog series to a digital series. We are the first among the refineries in India to have commissioned the digital control systems, the DCS, which is the distributed control system, and also the advanced process control system, which made us to optimize our operational requirements also. Also, when Chennai was going through a very bad time with regards to water scarcity, in 1980s, we were the first refinery or first in the Asia to commission the sewage reclamation plant. We commissioned it in 1984, being one of the pioneers in the industry and the first in Asia to commission a sewage reclamation plant in 1990. Thereafter, we also expanded our reach towards a desalination plant. We were the first in the public sector enterprises to have commissioned our own desalination plant. So right from 2009 onwards, when we commissioned our desalination plant, our refinery is, we're proud to say, that zero groundwater, zero river water, and we are totally a refinery where we do not consume any water from the ground or from the river. So that is a kind of legacy that we are talking about. Also, today we are talking so much about the renewable energy. When you look at the kind of renewable energy basket of CPCL, way back in 2007, we commissioned our first windmill farm in Dindigul. We commissioned a plant where 7.6 megawatt of the renewable energy was available to us. And this renewable energy, we wheeled it back into our system so that the desalination plant can be totally operated with this. So whatever we talk about green energy, green water, we were the pioneers in that direction also. And today, when we are talking about the fuel qualities, BS4, BS6, all those things were very, very easy for us to really accomplish. We did the BS4 before time. We did the BS6 fuel quality also before time. And then we ventured into new areas like lending a hand towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, where we developed special fuels for the defense sector in the form of JP5, which is used for fighter jets. We commissioned the JP7, which is used in the scramjet engines. We also developed special fuel, which is required for the ISRO, which is called the ISRO scene. So when we talk about all these things, you can say not on one side, we have touched the lives, we have transformed our refinery on various facets of life. And these are not really small isolated achievements. They have been well thought out milestones in the growth of CPCL. And they remind us of a very timeless truth. It goes like comfort and success seldom live together in the same house. So this is a saying where we can say the pioneering achievement of CPCL journey. We can see that how we have been able to embrace that change, how we have been able to think about the new areas where we can venture into, and what are the things that we can transform our lives. One more very interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I wanted to bring to your attention is about the ecosystem. It is not that you grow on your own. CPCL, right from the beginning, has been conceived as a refinery where you develop your own ecosystem around which the entire community can also prosper. So if you look at CPCL's portfolio and products, you can see that there is a very seamless interchange of products as a feedstock to the neighboring industries. The Manali Industry Association is a very, very strong example of this, where you can work together in harmony and everybody gets to gain. When one particular industry comes up, then how the other industries are also able to get moving along with it. So you set the momentum, you set the path, and all the other industries also will be a part of your growth journey. So this is what gives us a very unique position, that we are the first in the refinery also among the Indian refineries where a polytechnic college has been set up, our own polytechnic college, where there are 3 different streams of engineering application. And I'm very happy to say that it has crossed its silver jubilee. And today more than 100%, about 100%, all of them are able to be placed. So we have also developed the R&D center, which is a purely, you can say, a kind of an application-centered R&D, where the products that are designed, where the products that are thought about by the R&D, they go seamlessly into the market. We develop all our R&D network in such a way that these really cater to the requirement of the public, where the refinery can also be directly involved in converting the R&D ventures into real product. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the kind of leadership that I'm talking about. That brings me back to the topic about why we are talking about this leadership, where public sector, how it can contribute to nation building. It is not the growth journey of an individual company, but it is the growth journey of the entire system. So in this journey, I would like to pay a special thanks to our Sri Ashok ji, who during his time as chairman of Indian Oil and CPCL, during the time 2014 to 17, he was the chairman at the helm of Indian Oil, and CPCL being a part of the subsidiary of Indian Oil. So he was our chairman, and he's the one who actually conceptualized that we should expand, we should build really a bigger refinery. Our growth refinery should move to a higher level. It should really jump to a different level altogether. So that is how the Kaveri Basin Refinery and Petrochemical was conceived during his time. Thank you very much, sir, for that. We are still working on that, but I'm sure that it's only a matter of time that this also becomes a major driving force down south. Also, I want to pay a special mention to our Dr. Ramalingam ji, who was a CMD during the time 1993 to 95. During his time, the CPCL has seen tremendous development in all the areas of operations, and his special area of attention was the marketing field. And you can say in CPCL, he was the person who drove the direct marketing as a theme, as a thought. And then he is the one who actually thought about why CPCL should not be directly involved in the products that we are producing, why we should always be like looking at bigger players. We have our own special skills, especially with respect to wax, with respect to what we say as paraffin wax, which is a special field. In addition to that, there are other items that Dr. Ramalingam has thought about. So thank you very much, sir, also for being here. And this really serves as a very powerful reminder to all of us that we are the people who actually pioneered so many areas. And one special name that comes to our mind, everybody in CPCL will talk about Mr. V.R. Deenadayaluji, who during his tenure as chairman and managing director, during 1982 to 1990, he is the one who actually left a very indelible mark in the growth journey of CPCL. He is the one who actually supported the CPCL's journey into such an extent that we went beyond boundaries. We really went to areas where we have never thought that we would be doing. He had the foresight to look at various areas, not just the refining operations, about building infrastructure, about building facilities. So the kind of count that I can come up with will be very, very small when I talk about it. But I would like to honor his legacy and reflect on this enduring impact that he has left on us by inviting you to a small AV that we have compiled in his honor. Please.
A leader whose foresight left a lasting imprint on the erstwhile Madras Refineries Limited, to the Indian Petroleum Corporation, under his stewardship, transformative foundations were laid. Continuing with Chevron, the formation of Indian Additives Limited, and the establishment of the Kaveri Basin Refinery at Warangal, the inauguration of the wax plant and the commissioning of the fluidized catalytic cracking unit, expansion of refinery capacity, and the establishment of a distributed digital control system. First, on Indian refineries, new departments such as profit planning, optimization, marketing, and operational health services reflected a forward-looking vision. Sri Deenadayalu championed learning and institutional growth through initiatives such as the Refinery Engineering School of Training, R&D Center, establishment of CPCL Polytechnic, the Delhi Guest House, and a new corporate office. It was the culture he nurtured, one of professionalism, teamwork, responsibility, and confidence. Today, as we look upon the enduring strength of CPCL, we honor Sri V.R. Deenadayalu, a visionary leader whose legacy continues to guide, inspire, and endure across generations.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so while we take this immense pride in our legacy, the leadership ultimately requires us to also look forward, keep exploring new areas. And as it is said, a ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are meant to be built for. So if you look at that particular way of life, where true institutions should be going, and we are not people who are going to be safely anchored. We want to move forward. We'll keep exploring unknown territories. We'll keep venturing into areas which gives us much more challenges as we move forward. And this legacy of facing the challenges, moving out into new areas, we are all really blessed to have such good leadership with us. And in this direction, the future of our industry will be shaped by a lot of new things. Like there is energy transition, sustainability. We are talking about circular economy. We are also talking about advanced manufacturing, artificial intelligence, machine learning. There are too many things that are now going to be the areas where CPCL will be moving. But one of the important things is that organizations that really adapt will thrive. And those organizations that lead the adaptation are going to define the future. And that is what we are doing. And we are now going to be also in our Diamond Jubilee last year, we redefined our own vision mission. We have redrafted our mission vision statements so that we are aligned with the future. We want to be the future ready in the leadership cycle. We want to be the people who move around in these directions where this intelligence, the technology and everything will be the driving force as we move forward. And in this direction, we have also done a very beautiful framework of vision mission statement. And these are going to be our driving forces for the future. And we really look forward to take CPCL to new heights now. And as the CPCL's evolution is continuing, I would like to say that throughout its history, CPCL has continuously reinvented things and done things which have been very disruptive to our own way of working. And from refining to petrochemicals, we have moved from analog to digital. We have totally transformed our water management. We have totally moved into the sustainability. We produce normal fuels which are required for everybody. We also produce the fuels which are required in the defense sector, which are very specialized areas. So with this, all this kind of background, we thought now that there is a need for us to be really along with the common man, we have to be seen by the common man. We have to touch the lives of each and every person directly. So this gave us the reason why that we had launched our Super as a brand for our retail marketing. And we are now ventured into the retail outlet business. And very happy to tell you that in the month of March, we actually launched our first retail outlet at Nemam, which is in Tanjavur district. And we also launched our first Coco, which is the company-owned company outlet on May 20th, 2026 at very close to our refinery at an area called Mathur. And this is a very major milestone in CPCL's history because from building the sustainability drives, from building the water conservation measures, from digitalizing our entire operational areas, now we are moving into an area where there is going to be a direct customer interaction. So that is the area that we are moving, and it requires a lot of courage really to step into this unfamiliar territory. But we are willing to face this task. We are willing to take up this as a major challenge. And as the saying goes, comfort is the enemy of achievement. So we do not want to bind ourselves in the comfort zone. We want to move forward. This launch of CPCL Super is a very special example for us. It is something that will take us very closer to the customers. And I'm sure that there is going to be a lot of interaction with everybody in Chennai, in the country. We are launching this across the country in about 300 outlets. But to begin with, we have started in our hometown. So that's how we are. So just I will invite you to a small AV about this journey that we have undertaken. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you a background about this the super lecture series that we are planning. This is the inaugural edition of that super series we are going to have for the next 10 years along with MMA. And this lecture, we expect that there will be a lot of churning of ideas. There will be great interaction with the people. We'll be able to get new ideas from the market. We will be able to select some good initiatives that we can take it forward. So in this matter, that is the reason why we have a very different group of super people who are going to be the speakers here. So the super speakers will give us an idea about what are the new areas that as a public sector we can drive, what are the new areas that we can take forward for the growth of the nation. And as the nation grows, I think CPCL will also have a great area to move forward, because as the Latin proverb goes, fortune only favors the bold, and we are very bold in this matter. So we do not want to take any half steps. We want to move, we want to jump, we want to leapfrog into the next area. And also, if you look at how Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has said, that excellence happens not by accident, it is a process. We are in the process of building up the beautiful chain of events for us to move forward. And CPCL journey all through has been a proof of that aspect. And going forward, we will be again demonstrating it to the next generation also. And as a public enterprise, we have a very special responsibility to the nation. We have a special responsibility to the society, and we are very much aware about it. As a responsible corporate, we are very much in line with that particular requirement. So as we reflect our 6 decades of performance, we want to now go into the next area. That is how we have evolved this topic also, that we have to honor the legacy. We also want to inspire the leadership, and we want to build the future. So that is how we have built this special topic for the day. And with this, I thank you all once again for being here and being a part of this lovely journey that we want to take together with all of you. And my special thanks to the great, the super speakers who are going to be addressing this gathering here. And we look forward to a very good interactive session. And we look forward to a very beautiful set of ideas that will emerge and give us the impetus to move forward. Thank you very much once again. Thanks all.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful opening remarks and for setting the context for today's